What is the perfect boxing workout for a beginner? Well, on this video, I'm going to explain it to you. I'm going to tell you why it is great for beginners. And also at the end of the video, I'm going to give you a little circuit that you can do in your workout that you don't need any equipment for. So get your pen, get your paper, write all of this stuff down, and I guarantee you're going to enjoy this workout and get better at boxing. First things first, before you start your workout, you should wrap your own hands. I've created a full video showing you how to wrap your own hands perfectly. Definitely watch that video after this. Now, once you've got your hands wrapped, then it's time to warm up. Warming up is very, very important. Again, I've done a full video on the boxing specific warm up. You really want to get a full body warm up, focusing on your shoulders and your core and your lower back. Now, you want to warm up between 5 and 8 minutes, starting off slow and slowly increasing the warm up as you go, getting your heart raised, maybe getting a little sweat on in that time. Now, after your warm up, then you should go into shadow boxing. And I want you to do 4 2-minute rounds of shadow boxing, working on good form and good techniques. Now, if you've never boxed before and you want to know what good form and technique is, I've created a video where I show you exactly how to box within 4 minutes. You'll be able to click the link below and watch that video next after this one, and then start your shadow boxing after you've watched that video. But if you do know the basics of boxing, you do know how to shadow box, great, do that. Focusing on good form and technique, bringing them hands back to your face after every punch, turning your hips when you're throwing them straight punches, exhaling with every punch, staying relaxed as well. Now, these 4 2 minutes are themed. I'm going to give you things to work on. Minute 1 of round 1, I want you to not throw any punches. All you're going to focus on is footwork. Moving them feet, moving around the ring or wherever you are shadow boxing, staying nice and relaxed, keeping your feet apart. Minute 2, we're going to start throwing punches, but we're only going to throw straight punches. Fully extending your arms, turning your hips, exhaling, staying relaxed. After that 2 minutes is up, we're going to get a minute rest, get a quick drink if you need one, and then we're going to go into round 2. In round 2, we're going to start off with a minute again of just throwing them straight punches. The jab, the cross, the jab, jab, moving forwards, backwards, side to side. Then in minute 2 of round 2, we're going to start throwing in some hooks. But I always want you to throw hooks after you throw 1, 2. I wouldn't necessarily throw a lead hook if you're a beginner, because you're not in the position to throw that. But after you throw the cross, you're in the perfect position to throw 2. But again, watching that video on how to box after this video before you do the workout will really help you knowing about this stuff. So minute 2, we got in them hooks. Now moving on to round 3 of your shadow boxing. We're going to now do freestyle shadow boxing, throwing any punches you want, any combinations you want, still focusing on good form. But this round, I want you to think about defense as well. So if you throw a jab, I want you to think about a defense after that jab. If you throw a 1, 2, I want you to think about a defense. If you throw a 1, 2 hook, think about them defenses, working on good form and good technique. Now, I would rather you did this slow and did it correct before you try to speed it up and go full speed. So working on anything you want, but with defense after every punch or combination. Now moving on to round 4, what we're going to do, it's freestyle again, but this time we're going to up the intensity. So let's see, the last round was 60%. This round's going to be 80 to 90 to even 100% of intensity. Again, focused on good form and technique, and them are your 4 2 minutes of shadow boxing. After you've done them, we're going to get the gloves on, and then we're going to go onto the heavy bag. So we're going to do 4 2-minute rounds on the heavy bag again with a 1 minute rest in between. Round number 1 on the bag, we're going to focus on straight punches only, especially that jab. Your jab, your straight lead hand, is the most important punch in boxing. So focusing on that, focused on throwing it correctly, straight, fully extend, exhaling as you throw it and getting it strong as well. We're going to throw the jab and the cross. Good form always, that's for 2 minutes, straight punches only. Then moving on to round number 2 on the heavy bag. Now we're going to start adding in some lead hooks and maybe some rear hooks if you feel comfortable doing that. One thing when you are on the heavy bag and you are throwing them hooks, you've got to shorten your straight punches. I can't throw a hook if I'm here, so I've got to shorten my right hand to get my body close to the bag, so then I can throw the hook from there. So now we're going to work on the straight punches and adding in some hooks as well. well. Round number 3, we're going to work on the freestyle with defense like we did in the shadow boxing. I really want you to visualize punches coming at you when you are working on them defenses. And then round number 4, we're going to up the intensity even more, working on freestyle, working on everything you've worked on in the previous 3 rounds of the heavy bag, putting it all together, but we're going to up the intensity, more power, more speed, but still keeping that great form. And on round number 4, you can really push yourself as much as you want. If you're really tired from the previous 3 rounds, just take it easy. You don't have to be exhausted after this session for a beginner. I would much rather you learn and have good form and not be exhausted than being absolutely exhausted after blasting that bag with bad form and bad technique. Because when you are a beginner at boxing, you're creating habits. We always want to create good habits in boxing. So by blasting the bag, having bad form, you're creating bad habits. Let's not do that. So now moving on to the circuit. This is a quick circuit that you can do that will really help build your stamina that you should try and do at the end of every session. And each time you do it, you're going to build more and more conditioning up, which will only going to help you with the heavy bag. What we're going to do, we're going to do 2 2-minute rounds with a minute rest in between. Now this will take your session up to 10 2-minute rounds with your 4 round shadow boxing, your 4 rounds heavy bag, and your 2 rounds on the circuit. And it's going to be the same circuit repeated twice. We're going to do 4 exercises, 30 seconds on each one. First 30 seconds, we're going to do squat press. Now you can use dumbbells in your hands, you can use a med ball or a kettlebell, as long as you're making sure your squat's got good form and you're pushing all the way up with your arms, as you can see on the screen here. 30 seconds of this, then we're going to move straight on to the next exercise, which is press-ups, push-ups we call them in America. Now with these, you can go on your knees if you have to. And when you're going all the way down, all the way back up, going on your knees is fine with push-ups. You can go faster on your knees. But also, you know, if you don't need your knees, do full push-ups, keeping your core tight and your back straight. And when you are doing these, I like to think, if you've got a cup of coffee on your back, that won't fall off. 30 seconds of push-ups, then we're going to move on to the next exercise, which is high knees. So you're just in the spot, lifting your legs up high. This is really going to build your cardio and get your heart racing really fast. 30 seconds of high knees is very tough. This time you're going to do 10 mountain climbers, getting your knees to your chest, followed by 1 push-up. 10 mountain climbers, 1 push-up. 10 mountain climbers, 1 push-up. Again, this is going to get your heart racing. Now, after you've finished them 4 exercises, 30 seconds each one, what you're going to do, take that minute rest, get a quick drink, and then do it all again, the exact same. But before you do that workout, click here and watch this, how I teach you the basics of boxing within just 4 minutes. Click here, watch this video next before you do this workout.